Hey guys, I would like to apologize first and foremost for not posting any videos at all yesterday. I had kind of a screwed up schedule to begin with, and to top it off, there was a relatively surprise bout of severe-ish weather that came over top of my farm. And I don't do well when there's big wind and loud storms. Frightens me a whole lot. On top of that, it knocked my power out a couple times, and so I was reluctant to try and record anything. I was very reluctant to try and upload anything because I didn't want to have to wait through all of the loading time on my really, really slow rural internet and have it all be for nothing if I lost power again. So yesterday, I spent a lot of the time doing my writing by hand and working on my AlphaSmart. So my updates were a little bit slower anyway, just due to the fact that I cannot write by hand nearly as fast as I can type. Um, yeah, I was a little bit slower yesterday, didn't give an update. Ended yesterday with a total word count of 25,194. And the fun things that happened yesterday were that I came up with 3 new short story ideas, which one of them actually spurred another one. So those ideas that I was looking for are coming in more that are going to go towards my secret project. I got 2 of them written yesterday, and it helped me a ton with the volume of Record of the Unsung that I am supposed to be working on. I had got kind of hung up on the way 2 of the characters were supposed to interact. I couldn't really get a feel for how they felt about each other, and these shorts have really, really helped a ton with that. So even if I end up not using them in my secret project, I do think that they were greatly beneficial for building some character development and exploring who they are a little bit for a book that's going to officially be in my full out series. So even if I don't use those shorts, they count as words. They absolutely count towards development, so I'm pleased with that. I was also pretty entertained by the fact that 2 years ago, before I was really doing much online as far as telling people about my progress with NaNoWriMo, I have a cat on my desk. 2 years ago, in where was I? Kitty totally derailed everything. In the volume, there we go, there's the word, of Legend of the Risen that I was writing, I wrote what I thought was, it entertained me a lot. A fight scene that involved Matthias fighting a vampire by beating it up with a chair that was strapped to his leg. And I was like, this is really kind of entertaining me. I have no idea if it's actually going to end up making the final cut, but, little spoiler there, or deleted scene. I don't know, haven't figured that part out yet. And I was like, man, that's about as good as it's gonna get. Well, here's another spoiler that I'm going to drop. Yesterday, in my story full of Nessic's adventures, she actually beat up a trio of demons by using a pig, which is another thing that I never really thought was going to happen. It absolutely surprised me. The pig was not a set character when I originally set off outlining this, which is another reason why I typically don't like to limit myself to outlines, because random things pop up and I kind of go with them. And fortunately, the pig situation did not derail any part further down the story that I'm aware of yet, at least. But yeah, it just kind of goes. I try to follow the organic flow, and if a pig is going to be a weapon, I suppose that's how it's going to be. So that was a fun scene for me to write. And then also, and this is something that I just had to remark on, because I have a soft spot for Brant. I know there are a lot of varying opinions about him. Some people love him, some people just like hate him. But in the shorts that I was writing that involve him, he was very, very awkward, and I absolutely loved it because it's a side of him that I have never got to see before, because he's always been so like tough and full of himself, and I got to see him be completely like not helpless, but got to see a different side of him, and it entertained me immensely. So those were the exciting things that happened yesterday. Today, I had another rough start today. Started late, had an appointment earlier in the late morning that kind of altered my schedule. Then I tried to write while I was running some errands, not while I was running some errands, but while I was out. I got lunch and was trying to write, and things just really didn't quite pick up, and I was discouraged. Came home, just felt like, oh, why am I trying? And worked kind of hard to get my head back in gear, and thought of something that I don't typically do, strangely, during NaNoWriMo. Is how I do most of my revisions. I will do what are called sprints. And what a writing sprint is, for those of you who don't know, it's where you sit down for a set number of time. I like 20 minutes. 20 minutes works well for me. And you just write as fast as you can, as much as you can. Just keep going forward, and you don't stop for pretty much anything for that full 20 minutes. And then when you're done, you see how many words you get. And I usually don't do them for NaNoWriMo. I don't know why. A lot of the time, sprints are run in kind of like group format. And so, you know, you're telling your results to other people. And I tend to be a little bit of a loner when it comes to my actual writing during NaNoWriMo. And I don't know if it's because my rough drafts are like laughably embarrassing. Like, if you read them, you would never want to read anything that I ever wrote ever again, because they're just like, they're horrible. But I embrace horrible rough drafts, because without the rough draft, you have no other direction to go. And I put my actual like really hard consideration onto building the story into something that's actually beautiful in my second and third drafts, and everything that goes further down the line. So I decided tonight to start working on some sprints, and I have been a sprinting machine. And currently at about 10:30 at night, I am at a total of 32,291 words. I so far have worked across 4 of my 7 projects. I'm actually making decent progress on my Dragon Rebellion and Nessa's adventures, and actually I've got quite a few of the shorts written now too. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm behind the crazy schedule that I ideally wanted to stick to, but that also had me finishing like all 7 projects at an estimated 60,000 words apiece. Had me finishing them about a week before the end of NaNoWriMo. So really, my dream goal was a lot loftier even than the other goal that I set for myself. So for now, I'm okay with where I am at in my word count. I have rediscovered sprints. Don't know why I had forgotten about them up until now. And I really do anticipate, like 2 of them that I did today, I got 1,356 words on one, and I got 1,648 on another one. So clearly sprints, and that was in 2 20-minute sessions. Clearly sprints are kind of working well for me. And so I think that if I stick to those, I will catch myself up in a hurry, closer to where I would like to be. And I am hoping that by the end of the weekend, I will have a good chunk of 2 of my books actually knocked out and out of the way, so I can concentrate on some of the other projects that are there. So that is my updates. I really don't have any necessarily bad things that happen besides the weather and how I don't handle it very well. So yeah, that is what has been happening day 2 and day 3. And hopefully I will be around to give a video to let you know how day 4 goes. So until next time, keep reading, keep writing, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.